A Hall of Fame and former coach of tennis greats has warned Jannik Sinner and given him some tips. Here is what the legendary coach has hinted at. Jannik Sinner just lost another Grand Slam final to rival Carlos Alcaraz, and iconic coach Rick Macchi has sent some warnings to the Italian following his game tactics. Sinner has now lost 2 major finals to the Spanish rival this year, and the former Serena Williams coach, who has also coached tennis greats Maria Sharapova and Andy Roddick, believes the number 2 star needs changes. Hall of Famer and former Serena Williams coach sends warning to Jannik Sinner. Rick Macchi has some suggestions for the tennis sensation following his major upsets against Alcaraz despite giving everything in the performance. The 70-year-old, on social media, said the American tennis coach and former player was inducted into the USPTA Florida Hall of Fame in 2010 and was the youngest to do so. It might come out as a great suggestion from him to Sinner, who has won 2 Grand Slams this year. The 24-year-old began his 2025 tennis calendar year with a title at the Australian Open, defeating Alexander Zverev. The Italian then lost to Alcaraz at the second major of the year in France. The 4-time Grand Slam champion then took his revenge at Wimbledon before losing to the same opponent in the United States. As of this writing, Alcaraz leads the head-to-head record against Sinner 10-5 in their 15 overall meetings dating back to 2021. While 9 meetings were on hard court, 4 were played on clay and 2 on grass court. The two have met thrice this year at the Grand Slam level, where the Spanish star leads 2-1. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner on Davis Cup collision course. After Spain pulled off an incredible comeback to beat Denmark to reach the Davis Cup final, rivals Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner could be set for another shootout. Trailing 2-0 from the opening day, a Denmark team led by world number 11 Holger Rune appeared to be set to clinch victory despite losing the opening doubles on the second day of the tie. World number 67 Pedro Martinez was match point down against Rune in the third set of a dramatic match, but found a way to battle back and take a 6-1, 4-6, 7-6, 3 win. Rune was warned by the umpire for firing 2 balls out of the arena after being broken in the opening set, and he was very much the villain of the piece for the Spanish fans who were vocal in their support of Martinez. "The feeling at Davis Cup is totally different," said Martinez after his epic win. "Maybe I get more nervous, but this adrenaline doesn't work on some players. On me, it gives me an extra motivation to play full out. I feel the nerves, but I can handle them, and I think this motivation plays in my favor. Hopefully I can continue playing like this in Davis Cup. For me, it's one of the most important things in my career." Martinez's thrilling win paves the way for a Spanish win, with the experienced Pablo Carreño Busta winning the final match of the tie against Denmark's Elmer Mola at the Club de Tennis Puente Romano to spark wild celebrations among the home fans as their team sealed the 8th and final place in the Davis Cup finals. This was the first time Spain overturned a 0-2 overnight deficit for the first time ever in the Davis Cup, with captain David Ferrer now hoping he will be able to call upon world number 1 Alcaraz for the finals in Italy. The event will take place a week after the ATP finals in Turin, so Alcaraz will not have far to travel if he opts to take part in the competition, after he pulled out of the Denmark tie due to fatigue after his US Open win earlier this month. Sinner is expected to lead the Italian team once again after he played a pivotal role in guiding Italy to Davis Cup glory over the last 2 years. If we do get an Alcaraz versus Sinner battle in front of a partisan Italian Davis Cup crowd, it would be a fitting end to a year dominated by the 2 players who have shared the Grand Slam titles between them for the last 2 years. Alcaraz has won and lost 2 of the singles matches he has played in the Davis Cup, and he could take on Sinner, who has won 15 and lost 4 times in singles when playing for his country. The Davis Cup Final 8 lineup is now complete, with Austria, Argentina, Belgium, Hungary, Italy, Germany and Czechia joining Spain in Bologna for an event that gets underway on November 18th.